Good morning, Bring a Trailer. We are going to do a little test drive and a demonstration of everything in this one owner 560 SL, 42,240 miles as of this morning. I'm going to go over all the details, go over a quick drive, of course, talk a little bit about the car. True one owner car. Bought it from the original owner a few months back, and did a slew of work. He took pretty good care of it, doing kind of the basic stuff that people do, fluid changes, tires, that kind of deal. And then I did the work that I do on pretty much all R107s. And actually there was a video just put out by Pierre, who's a Mercedes-Benz renowned specialist of all vintage Mercedes, modern Mercedes. He knows Mercedes like the back of his hand. And the gist of that video was that a lot of people are buying old Mercedes and realizing that they need to have things done to perform properly, and that it costs them $10,000 to $15,000 to do that work. So my whole theory of business is let's do all the work so that when you get the car, it's as turnkey as possible. And I'm going to go over the list of work that we just had performed. Basic check over of the car, of course, an oil change. We did note that the steering gearbox, the Mercedes specialist I use does all this work. So we removed the steering gearbox, resealed that, did the steering coupler at the same time. We replaced the wheel ABS speed sensors, did an alignment. We did the front ball joints, brake fluid flush. We did motor mounts. We did the subframe mount kit. We did transmission mount. We also did a water pump and an air conditioning service. All those items listed, it may sound like a lot, and it is a lot. If you were to go to a shop, probably about $10,000 worth of work. But regardless of mileage, pretty much every 560 SL that I've ever sold has needed those things. The subframe mounts, the transmission mount, the motor mounts, the steering coupler, ball joints, the water pump we see a lot. I see a lot of cars that don't need a water pump. We drive them 200 miles, let them sit. We see a slight weep. You know what? It's time to do a water pump. So all things that should be done, and stuff like the subframe mounts and motor mounts make a huge difference in the way the car drives. You're getting the experience that you should get with a Mercedes when those items are done. Yes, the car will drive with those items worn out, but it will not be the way that you should be experiencing a Mercedes. So I'm going to shut up. I'm going to go over some basic stuff and go for a quick drive. Power windows, pretty basic stuff. All the gauges are working properly. Oil pressure, fuel gauge, temperature gauge, all that kind of good stuff. Not sure if the clock keeps proper time. I'll have to update that. Exterior temperature gauge, the original Becker Grand Prix stereo sounds great. Horn. All of our signals and indicators work properly. Our climate control is blowing properly and out of the proper areas, which makes a big difference. Our emergency signal switch there. Again, there's really not much to these cars, but when they're in proper working order, it makes a big difference in your level of enjoyment. And yeah, all right, so we're gonna put it into drive. Nice and smooth going into drive. You know what? The power mirror is working. And let's go for a little drive. You'll have to excuse me, I've got a little cold here. And as I mentioned in a few of my other videos, I am using my iPhone because my GoPro has just become so slow and everything, and unless it's a manual transmission, I do fairly well with just holding my hand here. Low traffic, early in the morning. nice and smooth going down the road. Brakes feel great. Tires are new. And the other thing I want to note is that a 560 SL is a classic car, but it is truly a modern car in the sense that when you get in it, it starts every time. It keeps up with modern traffic. I think I've had my hands on enough old stuff, you know, other American cars from the 80s, 70s, British cars, and nothing compares. The build quality, the sound when you get in, the feeling of closing that bank vault door, the air conditioning, the stereo. I mean, it's just everything about it is so easy to get along with. And reliability wise, these cars are really tremendous. I now see that I'm almost 7 minutes into this video, so maybe I'm rambling, but either way, hit contact seller. Let's jump on a phone call or a FaceTime. Let's discuss the R107. Let's discuss this car. If you're looking at another, I'm always happy to give you my 2 cents. And hope you have a great week. Good luck bidding, and have a great day.